Imagine that you have been saving money for years in order to acquire a plot of land in Lagos. And eventually, you are able to secure a plot of land after several years of savings. And there's celebration, there's jubilation, there's congratulations all around your house. And then thereafter, you went on to fence your property in order to protect it and secure your property. And then you were planning to start erecting your building. A few weeks down the line, a group of people showed up with some documents claiming ownership of your so called land. And before you know it, everything you have labored for years went down the drain. The painful thing is that this could have been avoided if you had known the actual land property to check before investing in that property. So, in this video, I'll be showing us some of the documents we need to understand in order to secure our investment before buying that land. Unfortunately, many people do not know this until they become the next land victim. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the most important land documents you must understand before buying that property if you want to secure your investments. So let's dive right in. The certificate of occupancy, which is also known as the COO, is about the strongest documents that we have in Nigeria. This is where the government recognizes the owner of the land and gives them the legal right to occupy it for about 99 years, after which he is meant to renew his subscription or the government will take back their land. So let's take it that a man buys land now and he wants to be sure that it is legally his own. So he will take it to the government for verification. When the government verifies this property, they issue certificate of occupancy to him. I need you to note that the certificate of occupancy is issued to the first person that purchases that land. It is issued to the first person that purchases land, not the deed of assignment. This document shows that the land has been legally transferred from the seller to the buyer. And without this document, there is no proof of ownership. There is no transaction between the seller and the buyer. Now, let's imagine that someone already owns land and wants to sell it to you. Now, after you sell the land, the document is required to show that the land has been transferred to you. So, this document is what we call the deed of assignment, containing the name of the buyer and the seller, and it is usually prepared by a lawyer. See, without the deed of assignment, there is no transfer of ownership. Governor's consent. In Nigeria, land belongs to the government. They own all the land in Nigeria. So now, when someone buys a land with C of O title, the governor has to approve the transfer of the transaction. That's what we call governor's consent. Now, let's say you bought a land that has a C of O title. You need to go for that to perfect this title. The reason being that government cannot offer C of O title to more than one person on a particular plot of land. Gazette. Gazette is an official government publication. That is when land from the community has been approved by the government to be released for private ownership. If a land is in a gazette, it means that government has approved that an individual can now own this property. So many land in Lagos originally belongs to the government, but sometimes governments approve some of those lands for people to own. So when that happens, the land information is all recorded in an official government information called the Gazette. Excision. Excision means that the government has released land back to its original community from government acquisition. But if it does not appear on in the Gazette, then know that that land is not fully perfected. Sometimes the government takes large areas of land and later they may decide to release part of this land back to the original community that owns it. So that part that the government decides to release to the original community is called excision. So it means that the government has allowed the land that's exercised part of the land to be owned by individual. So if you are buying an exercise land, you need to be sure that it is listed in the Gazette.
Survey plan. The survey plan is like a map of the land showing you the boundaries, the coordinates, the exercise, and the location of the land. And this shows you if this land falls under government acquisition, if the government has mapped it out for road construction, for hospital use, school, or what have you. It is important that you check your survey before you go ahead with that property. The payment receipt is a proof of payment. It shows that you bought into this land. When you buy into the land, you're given a receipt, just like when you buy other things and you're given a receipt to show that you paid money for so and so item. So the purchase receipt is a receipt that shows that you bought this property, okay, and you paid for it. It is all equally important in land documentation. Having heard all of this, it is important that you take your time to go through them, because understanding these documents can save you from losing your property and serious financial loss. So before you pay for any land anywhere in Nigeria, make sure these documents are verified. If you found this video helpful, kindly like, share, and subscribe to get more real estate tips.